think he did a better job in Django.
Oh, than as Dalton?
Yeah. He's just like, I mean, except for that dance scene in Once Upon a Time. That was pretty cool. But no, I think Brad Pitt was like the best part of Once Upon a Time.
So it's Cliff Booth's movie where he steals the show?
Mm-hmm.
True.
For me.
Well, I feel like Rick Dalton is kind of just a crybaby, pretty much.
Yeah, like throughout the entire thing. So Django.
So you like Django more, or his performance?
His performance better in Django.
Okay.
I would probably like Once Upon a Time more than Django, but that's probably just based on the fact that I love true crime and I wanted to see how they would,
change up the story.
Twist up the story, yeah.
For Sharon Tate. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you found out that he won for The Revenant? How did that make you feel? Were you like, God damn it, he won?
Well, it was more so like...
You do know why, or the rumors as to why he had been snubbed so many times?
No.
Supposedly, from what I know, it was because he was supposed to attend the Oscars for Titanic, and he snubbed them and was basically like, fuck them, I don't care. And so ever since then, he doesn't win.
Really?
It was just like they had some beef with DiCaprio for him being rude during that era of Titanic. Which is funny because I feel like when he got big off of Titanic, it was kind of like how you think of NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys or Hanson, where it was like, yeah, I don't really take this guy too seriously. It wasn't until, for me, looking back, like The Departed, I was like, okay, this guy is like, he's
really?
Yeah. I didn't really...
I guess maybe you're right, because I'm like, I've always loved Leonardo DiCaprio.
I don't know. I feel like it took me a while to warm up to him, and then as he got older, and specifically for me, it was his performance in The Departed made me take him seriously.
That's crazy. I never knew that. We can't be friends anymore. I can't think of a movie just off the top of my head that he was in that I didn't like. And as much as Chris can talk shit, I love Titanic. And I was pissed at her for letting him die. Because there's plenty of fucking space on the damn door. But I've always liked him.
It's not to say it like I hated him or anything. I was just like, okay. But then...
He's milquetoast.
Did you have any standout characters?
I think it's all just based on the scene and how great the scene is, and then it immediately turns ugly.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was really drawn to that character, which is kind of like a middle ending type of character.
Mm-hmm.
It was that Pawnee tribesman that was eating the bison.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because I think that scene overall just kind of was this like unity.
Mm-hmm. And even though he doesn't have a lot of screen time, he's very, very important to the story.
Exactly. Because of everything that he does in order to kind of support Glass's survival.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of how drastic and like bloody and kind of gory he's first introduced into the story, where he's like eating the bison and throws like a chunk of meat at Glass, it becomes them two kind of like bonding over their own survival, over their own like struggle and their own pain that kind of keeps them together until, he's hung.
Yeah. I remember when that first happened, it was sad because, Glass makes a friend.
Yeah.
He's healed his body, you know what I mean? Because he makes a statement when they're together where he's like, your body's rotten, you need like some real healing. And he gets to do that for him during like a little blizzard, right?
Yeah, it's like a blizzard, and he builds this like what is it, like this little sweat lodge for him.
Mm-hmm. Or like a makeshift sauna or
Yeah.
something. And then, so obviously Glass is passed out, and then when he comes out of the, he wakes up and everything's normal. He finds that was it the Canadians or the Frenchmen?
I think it was a Frenchman.
Yeah, the French. This group of Frenchmen have hung his buddy.
Yeah, he played a very important and kind of crucial part in his survival, but it was that scene, and like even when they're just kind of like catching snowflakes on their tongues and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that character just kind of showed a different side of him and was that really kind of supportive piece through it all.
Standout characters for me, I really liked Bridger.
Really?
Because he I feel like he's just like the middleman, and he's literally left helpless to do nothing, and I feel like he did a really good job. Why does that surprise you?
Because I never would have thought that. To be honest with you, I would have thought that you would have said either Hawk or the captain.
I guess those I feel like are so, like, those are no-brainers, where you're like, of course they fucking killed it, you know what I mean? But I wanted to talk about somebody who maybe you didn't think about, which is, I totally nailed it.
Well, because of the fact that Domhnall is kind of like not your typical captain.
True.
That's why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's like scrawny little captain.
Yeah, but he's also in Star Wars as he's like like a sergeant or a captain in Star Wars.
But like I even thought like his accent, he did pretty good for both of those.
Mm-hmm.
But it was completely different. Where I would have almost like taken him a little bit more serious if he had that like, deepness and kind of, I don't know how like just like demanding he was in Star Wars versus this one where he was just like a little bit more calmer in his tone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he plays it down a bit. Like he's more muted in this. But I feel like when he does explode, it's more effective. Like towards the end, I guess, when it's revealed that Glass is still alive and has traveled all this, hundreds and hundreds of miles to get back to their fort. He like loses it, and you see like that he is a good man. You know what I mean?
To the point that it kind of like hurts you when he dies.
Yeah, because he dies one of the It's an off-screen death, but it's one of the worst deaths in the film, because you don't want him to get it because he's literally has done nothing wrong.
Yeah, he's just like supported him this whole time.
Mm-hmm. And he goes off. Originally, he's gonna go after when they bring back Glass to their fort. So Henry's like, all right, I'm gonna go after Fitzgerald, and he basically shakes down one of Fitzgerald's friends, and he's like, hey, I need you, you need to fucking tell me where he's going. And he's like, he said he's on his way. He's going to go to Texas to enlist. So then Henry goes after Fitzgerald, but Glass is not going to, he's like, I didn't travel all this way for me to just rest. Like, I'm going to go with you. You can't talk me out of this, pretty much. And then they go off together, and they end up finding Fitzgerald, but Fitz gets the drop pretty much on Henry. And Henry's like, I'm going to take you in, and you're going to be tried for, treason or something like that. And he's like, I don't really like your plan, but I got my own, I got a plan of my own.
Again, great line.
In true Tom Hardy fashion.
Yeah.
And they fire on each other. And then Glass comes and ends up finding Henry's body, but he's been scalped. That tells you that Fitzgerald's plan was to make it look like the Ree or whoever, came upon him and killed him.
But the way that he kind of like, tries, the way that he goes back out, still carrying the captain's body with that huge branch thing.
Mm-hmm. He makes up
just like fucking tactic of how to get out there safely, knowing exactly, like being one step ahead of him the entire time, which he always talked about in the fucking movie, about him kind of knowing how exactly Fitz's like strategies were and being one step ahead of him at all times. And then just when the bear fur just like lifts up and you see him shoot, it's that like immediate, which is pretty fucking great.
Even though Glass is, I think, an Irish immigrant in this story, he was obviously lived with the Pawnee for some time because he knows their language. He's deeply rooted into their culture. So I feel like he, in that aspect, also has the upper hand on Fitzgerald and a lot, and that's why he is able to know his surroundings and have gotten as far as he did, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's too is the justification for him coming up with that strategy so quick. Like, I'll use Henry's body to fool him, to get him close enough for me to take him down, and it kind of works. I really enjoyed the showdown too, when they go down to they slide down to the creek and have that fight with they're not. It's like a tomahawk and a knife, I think, right?
Yeah, like an axe.
I think they call it tomahawk.
I don't fucking know about knives.
Because it's not overly choreographed. It's very like sloppy, and they both feel very tired. And because I was reading an article where they said that that felt comical to them.
What?
Yeah, because of how unorganized it was, but I felt like that was the intentions.
It's kind of like more of a realistic fight.
Yeah,
they're like two weak men.
Yeah, they're brawling
and that stab behind the knee.
Or when he takes off Fitzgerald's fingers.
Yeah,
it's like,
and you just see it like roll off.
He's like, oh. He has like no reaction. He's like dripping.
Oh my god.
If you had to rate this from 1 to 10, The Revenant, what would you give it?
Honestly, I think I'd probably give it a 10.
10?
I don't see what would have kind of pulled that back from a 10.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What would you give it? You can be honest. I'll judge you off the show.
I was thinking, yeah, I would say, but I was going to say 9.5. But again, I don't know what could really be better, you know?
I thought it was a really good movie. I don't know what people are talking about.
What did you think of the CGI?
I mean, with the bear maul, which
I thought it looked fucking good.
I mean, it's CGI. It fucking looks like CGI.
You really think it looks bad or fake?
I don't think that it looks bad. I think that they did good. It's not like some fucking Avengers movie. I'm gonna go there. You can clearly see that it's CGI'd. That's my issue. If I can notice that it's CGI, I'm gonna nitpick at it. But the way that it was, I guess, created, everything that went into making that is very interesting, and you can kind of appreciate it for how it played out and how it was made.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily nitpick it because of that, and I wouldn't necessarily, dock a point because of that.
I think it was like when he runs into the bison and the elk and all the animals pretty much are CGI throughout the whole thing. Even the action scenes where they're shooting arrows, all CGI, but you can't tell.
Nope. I think I could mostly only tell with the bear.
Even like the scenes where they have fire and flares and everything, that's all CGI altered to look aesthetically like it is. But it all to me, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Visually. The bear didn't bother me because it's so fucking brutal and goes on for so long. I was kind of mad at him that he didn't play dead faster. Because
that's not him.
True. But I feel like, and of course this is like a really long time ago, but they say that's you're statistically going to survive if you play dead faster than trying to fight with a grizzly bear, because they are one of the most deadly animals on the planet.
But that's like saying, Susie, shut up. And I'm like, I'm not going to shut up. Fuck this person. And you're like, no, shut up. And I'm like, no, fuck that. So then if I stay quiet, you'd be like, why the fuck did you stay quiet? So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's who he is.
Okay.
He's going to be like, nah, you fuck me up, I'm going to fuck you up.
It really gets me when he grabs. He's already fucked up, but not too bad. And he goes for his rifle again.
Yeah, yeah.